Moving on to the next topic, which is your Real Size Beauty social media campaign. So could you please share with us your journey in initiating the Real Size Beauty social media campaign?
So Real Size Beauty came about in 2021. It was about representation yet again. It was about being able to embrace diversity and individuality, and as well as authenticity. It was much more than just how you looked, but Real Size Beauty kind of came about. If you think about the word real size, it came from everyday size, everyday people being able to embrace who they were without having the influence of social media affect your confidence. It had nothing to do with, how big or how small you were, how tall or how short. It was just about embracing who you were individually. And with that, you could still be beautiful in your own way. And that's essentially how it came about, and that was the background behind it. It didn't have anything to do with weight.
So speaking of that, what do you hope that campaign, in terms of SDGs, social problems, what kind of problems would that alleviate from the social?
I think a clear one would be inequality, because a lot of people who don't fit into beauty standards or perception, you do actually end up getting discriminated. If there was one that was in the realms of beauty standard and someone that wasn't trying to go for a job with the same qualifications, you go for the more beautifully standard one. And that's just beauty privilege, right? So I think that's a clear link. But there's so many things that you can link to, such as health as well, because Real Size Beauty is not about letting go of your health and still being beautiful. I think you can still be beautiful no matter how you look, as long as you look after your health, because at the end of the day, your health comes first. Your well-being comes first, both physically and mentally.
Health before beauty.
Yeah.
I would like to add on a little. So, as you may know, we live in a diet-driven society where, weight may equate to your worth, and that also will potentially lead to how people will put you into restrictive diets and also stereotypes. So what are your thoughts on this, and how does Real Size Beauty tackle this problem?
I think it's dangerous, Advertising is a very powerful type of marketing. When you see ads on TV, you have to understand that you guys are seeing something that's being shot over 3 days to get the perfect 30-second ad, and it gets ingrained. So it's really, really dangerous. But what I actually see happening is a lot of ads now are all about embracing, especially if you see the major corporations. So I recently became a brand ambassador for Colgate, and we shot an ad where none of us have perfect teeth. Me and my ambassador, we both had wonky little teeth, and they still embraced it. It's small changes like that that really can show that influence on the change of thinking. So I do believe that the toxicity is starting to change a bit. But how Real Size Beauty can show that is, one, I've never accepted jobs that, one, I don't believe in, two, that have anything to do with weight, because it's something that, even though it might be harmless, people don't actually realize the subconscious effect it has. You can be scrolling through Instagram, for example, and you see this beautiful woman in a swimsuit with abs. If you start seeing something a bit more different, you start accepting it more. So that's what Real Size Beauty really tries to do.
Slowly influence, step by step.
Yeah. You don't want to rush it. And permanent change doesn't happen overnight. It takes years and years, especially in a culture where certain perceptions and standards have been ingrained for centuries.
I think this is also one of the reasons why we as youth should support grassroots campaign, because it's very important that we take small steps that lead to profound and major impacts in the future.
So what are your thoughts on how body size or weight determine the health of an individual?
The health of an individual?
How body size or weight determine the health of an individual? What are your thoughts on that?
I think, I'm not a doctor, okay? Just want to make that really clear. But I think it can be quite dangerous. BMIs and all that stuff, I think can be quite dangerous. You know, I work out 4 or 5 times a week. It's physically impossible for my body size to look like the standard model size without me influencing my health. And because of an example like that, I think it's really dangerous, because we have to understand that each body is so different. We've got different ways our muscles work, depending on the type of exercises our bodies are used to. So, yeah, I think it's quite dangerous. As long as you and your doctor says that you're healthy and you're comfortable in your own skin, I think that just has to be it. Like, you're worth so much more than how you look. You're someone's son, you're someone's daughter, you could be someone's mother, sister, father, whatever it may be. Your worth should come from the positive impact you have on people, rather than something superficial as you're out of beauty.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. How like weight is not equal to both your worth as well as your health, because as you said earlier, we need to like, our bodies function differently, and it doesn't mean that if you have abs, that means that you're healthy. Because some models who have abs might as well not be as healthy as well. So I think like body appearances doesn't determine how healthy you are. Yeah, so my question would be, what are your thoughts on like how some people might view your statement of accepting oneself as like unrealistic and unimportant in comparison to like big global and social issues like education, poverty? Yeah.
You know, if you don't embrace yourself, you don't accept yourself, and you're having these internal battles about who you are and the comfort you have in your own skin, then you're not in a position to be tackling the bigger problems. You're not in a position to be trying to help other people when you can barely help yourself. I think that's really essential. I mean, you know, everyone talks about like how you need to love yourself, but it's so cliche. But you have to remember, like, cliches are cliches for a reason. So until you can tackle the issues you have with yourself, I don't think you're in a position to be able to tackle something that other people rely on you for.